scary Peppa Pig episode that never made it on TV. It was a perfectly ordinary Tuesday morning when Peppa woke up in her bedroom. But something felt different. The sunlight seemed dimmer than usual, and the familiar sounds of birds chirping were replaced by an eerie silence. Peppa looked around her room. Everything appeared normal, but the family portraits on the wall seemed to be watching her with eyes that followed her movement. When she reached the kitchen, Mummy Pig was preparing breakfast with her back turned. "Good morning, Mummy," Peppa said, but Mummy Pig didn't respond. She continued stirring mechanically, and her reflection in the window showed a completely different expression of fear, even though her actual face remained calm and smiling. Daddy Pig entered reading his newspaper, but the headlines kept changing before Peppa's eyes. First, beautiful day ahead, then strange occurrences reported, and finally, nothing is as it seems. When he lowered the paper, his glasses reflected shadowy figures moving behind Peppa, though when she turned around, nothing was there. George bounced in with Mr. Dinosaur, but the toy's plastic eyes had turned completely black and seemed to move on its own when George wasn't looking. During breakfast, Peppa realized everyone was eating the same spoonful over and over, stuck in a loop, responding with identical words from yesterday. Peppa decided to visit Susie Sheep. Walking through town, she noticed all the animal families doing the exact same activities as yesterday. Candy Cat playing with the same ball, Pedro Pony riding in the same pattern, Rebecca Rabbit hopping in the same rhythm. At Susie's house, her friend sat staring at the sky with complete stillness, wool moving as if blown by unfelt wind. "Hello, Peppa," Susie said with a smile too wide and eyes that looked right through her. "Would you like to play the same game we played yesterday and the day before?" Peppa couldn't remember what game or what had happened yesterday. The sun hadn't moved in the sky, clouds remained in identical positions, and the town clock showed the same time. Every path Peppa took led back to where she started. Most frightening was when she looked in a mirror. Her reflection was doing things she wasn't doing, waving when she stood still, frowning when she smiled, mouthing words she wasn't speaking. As evening approached without the sun setting, Peppa found herself back in her bedroom. Looking out the window, she saw hundreds of versions of herself, her family and friends, all doing identical activities in perfect synchronization. She realized she might not be the real Peppa at all, but just another copy in an endless cycle. The episode ended with Peppa closing her eyes and whispering, "I want to go home," not knowing she might already be there, or that home might be somewhere unreachable. When she opened her eyes, it was Tuesday morning once more, and everything began exactly as before.